Okay, so we are now in our new unit, which is meet personal support needs. As I have mentioned a while ago, we have 4 elements in this unit. Number 1 is determine personal support requirements. So being a nurse working in the facility, how can you assess the needs of your patients or the needs of your residents? Okay, anyone? If you will be working in facility, whether if you will be working in the hospital or in the nursing home, how can you determine the needs of your patient or your resident?
Communication.
Anyone? Yeah, communication, yes. What else? GTS. Okay, put your put your phone in the silent mode, please. So how can you assess, how can you determine the needs of your resident or your patient?
First of all, like assessing the client needs according to their
Active listening, observing things.
Okay, assessment. Okay, assessment is number 1. You can only determine the needs of your patient if you start assessing them. Okay, so how can you assess your patient or your resident? I already heard someone answering a while ago. Communication. Okay, you can assess your resident or your patient by communication. Communicating to your clients is very important for you to be able to get the information that you need coming from them. Okay, if you will assess and communicate with them, okay, you will be able to determine and you will be able to know what are the necessary requirements of your patient. What are the necessary needs of your patients? Okay, for example, if you are communicating with them and your patient tells you that I am having pain. Okay, so if the patient tells you that they are having pain, what would be your response? Nurse,
pain management.
if your patient will tell you I am having pain, so what your nursing responsibility?
We must like first assess their condition to know whether like facial expressions and all that, where the pain starts, all that. Then
Okay, you need to assess what part of your body is having pain, and then by responding, you will know where. You will know what part of their body is having pain. And when you already identify the area of pain, then you need to ask the characteristic of pain, how it is occur, how long it takes. Okay? So by communicating, by exchanging the communication, you can gather more data coming from your patient so that you will be able to come up with a good nursing intervention that your patients needs. Okay? Second, maximize participation. Or maximize participation, encourage the resident or the patients to speak more. Encourage them to participate in all the activities if necessary. Okay? Provide personal support. Then when you already identify the problem, then it's time for you to come up with a good solution and implement them. Okay? And complete reporting and documentation. So you already gathered all the information that you need. You already identified the problem. Then you need to make a nursing intervention for your patients. And all of those needs to be proper documented. Okay? So that you have a baseline. Okay? Next. A good working relationship, just like a good friendship, builds rapport and understanding between the parties. Okay. To achieve such relationship takes more than clear and regular communication. It requires investing time and effort into understanding the client and his or her situation. Plus, working in the facility, especially in the nursing home, is a challenging for the nurses. At the same time, at the end of the day, it's very rewarding. It's challenging because you are dealing with those people with different stages of dementia. Okay, some of them cannot even know their families. Some of them cannot even identify the names of their families. That is why in every room of the resident, there's always a family picture, so that the resident can always look back, and the nurse can still reinforce. Okay, who is this? You still remember this picture? Oh, this is your eldest son. His name is Jitesh. This is the second of your children. Her name is Sumisha. Okay, so you always need to reinforce so that the resident or the elderly can always reminisce. Okay, so that's the challenging part in the nursing, in the part of the nurse who is working in the facility. Okay, so there are times that the reason why before, if you will be working in the facility, even though you don't study the certificate for in aged care, it's fine. But because of the misunderstanding of those people working in the facility, that they don't have an idea what are the characteristics of the dementia, the residents end up of abuse coming from the nurses. Okay, for you to be able to understand them, you need to know what are the characteristics, because those people can no longer know what they are doing. As I mentioned a while ago, they don't even remember the name of their children. Okay, so it's up to the nurse on how they will handle the resident, on how they will understand the resident. We discussed, I mentioned yesterday that some of them are playing their poo, and some of them even eat their poo. Okay, because it's the reality of their own is already gone. Okay, the identity of themselves is already gone. So that is why they are in the nursing home, because they need someone to look after them. They need someone who can understand them. They need someone who can support and assist them every time they need the nurse to be in their side. Okay? Question. Next. How can we demonstrate courtesy towards the client? Courtesy is being polite and having good manners. Example, show others that you value and respect them. Think about how your action affects others. Greet people with a smile. Be polite, honest, and positive. Be trusting. Let the person make choices and make responsibility. Be fair and consistent. Be good listener. Okay, let's go this one by one. Think about how your action affects others. Okay, so if you will engage the proper care to your patients or to your resident, do it in a right way. Because there always be a new staff who will coming in that they will look after you on how you are doing those procedures. Okay. If you did the wrong thing, and then those new staff will also do the wrong thing. Okay? You need to engage with the care that you need to give to your clients in the right way at all times. Okay? Greet people with a smile. When you enter to the room, you need to knock first. This is to respect the privacy of your patient. Okay. Good morning, Mrs. Jones. How are you doing today? Did you sleep well last night? That by communicating with them, by asking them if they slept well last night, you will know if there's already a problem starting to your shift. Oh, I was not able to sleep last night. So, may I know what is the reason? Okay. You will always have, sometimes you will encounter the residents that will tell you, okay, oh, I always have my pains and I couldn't sleep because of pain. So, can you please stop murmuring? Okay, so they will time that they will tell you, I cannot sleep because of my pain. So when we go older, we have a lot of most of us will experience pain in our body. Okay, and those pains cannot be controlled when it goes day by day. Okay. The nurse will give Panadol for the resident. However, when it's already been prolonged, Panadol can no longer be work. So what will, at the end, they will do the pain management, they will receive morphine, and then afterwards, the morphine will no longer work for them. Okay? So it's very important for the nurse who will looking after for those people to understand what are the pains that they are going through. Okay? Next question. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Be polite, honest, and positive. Don't worry, Mrs. Jones, you will be fine. If you need help, don't hesitate to press the buzzer and I will be here. Okay? The moment that you enter to the room, you need to introduce your name. Good morning, Mrs. Jones. I am Jumar and I will be your nurse for today. Okay, you are going to take your shower today. So if you are not yet ready, I will give you 15 minutes because I need to look after the other resident. And when I get back, I will give you shower. Okay? So be consistent. When you tell them 15 minutes, then after 15 minutes, you need to be there. Okay? So, because if you will wait them, keep on waiting them, you will running out of time to look after the others. Okay? As I have mentioned, do the easy resident first, especially if you will be working during morning shift. Okay? Do the easy patients first and do those patient and resident, the hard resident last. Because if you will do them first, you will be running out of time because at exactly 7:30, all of them should be ready for their breakfast. So what time are you going to start for work? 6 to 2, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So before 7:30, all of your residents must be changed already. So that they will be ready to go to the dining room for their breakfast. Or if those residents who will prefer to have their breakfast in their room, then they must be changed before the breakfast is before taking the breakfast. So in Australia, you need to look after maximum of 7 residents per shift. Okay. So in 7 residents, 4 of them needs to be showered, 3 needs to be sponge bath. Okay. So do the first, are easiest, because you can manage to. You still have more time between after breakfast and 2 p.m. Okay. So do the easy resident first and do the last for the hardest. Do the hardest resident at last. Okay. Trusting let the person make choices and take responsibility. Okay. Before bringing the resident or the patient in the shower room, okay, you need to make them choices with regards to the clothes that they need to wear. Okay, Mrs. Jones, which clothes do you want to wear today? Do you want this or do you want this? In that sense, the resident will think that they are still capable of choosing what is the best for them. Even for the food. Okay, Mrs. Jones, this is our menu for lunch. Do you have, which food do you like to be served for your lunch? Then the resident will choose, I want this. I prefer to eat this. Okay? So in that sense, you are giving them the chance to choose what they think is the best for them. Okay? Be fair and consistent. Be a good listener. Okay, be a good listener when your patient or your family tells you something about what they feel. So the nurse must be there and must be patient to listen to them. Even though you will not speak, even though you will not say anything, as long as you are there listening to your resident, they will feel that they are important. Mind you, class, some of them has already been in that facility for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Okay? And some of them, they don't even know where are their family now. Some of the residents, when they admitted in the nursing home, some of them, that's the first and last that they can, that they see their family members. Okay, some of the family will just bring their parents in the nursing home, and then they will say that we will come to visit you from time to time. Okay, and the elderly will keep on waiting for them. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the family not coming anymore. Okay, so that is why some of the residents keep on roaming around, trying to get out the facility, because they always said that I miss my family. I want to go home because I want to see my family. Okay, so we in my case, I have some. It's already 2 years now that I am sending Christmas cards for those residents who don't have any family members to visit them. Sometimes I send a Christmas card 100 for 100 residents. Just a simple card. Merry Christmas, dear James. May you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year. Regards, Jumar. Something that they can read on Christmas Day. I don't even know them. Okay, I just my wife just get the list of those residents in the church, and we buy Christmas cards just to send them, so that on Christmas Day they have something to open. Okay, so those are some instances for the residents in the nursing home. They are already been there for 10 years. Some of them are more than 10 years. By that when they get into the nursing home, that is the first and last that they saw their relatives. The relatives don't even bother to visit them. Some of them will visit once a year. Okay? The only family left for the residents are the nurses who are with them every day, 24/7. Okay? So question. Okay? Introducing oneself appropriately, the important points to remember are smile. Okay? Greet the person, example, good morning or good evening. Okay? Say your name and designation. Mrs. Jones, good morning. I am Jumar and I will be your nurse for today. So, I will give you a shower. Okay? In 15 minutes, I will be back, so be ready. Because it's hard for the residents, especially during winter time, to get up in early morning. Some of them just keep on lying on bed and keep themselves warm. Okay, okay, Mrs. Jones, I will be back in 15 minutes. Be ready. I just need to do the other resident on the other side. And then after doing the other resident, you need to get back on her and give her a shower. Okay? So, say what your role is and why are you there. Or why you are there. Some people like to be called by their name. Always ask what they would like to be called before doing so. How do you prefer to call you? Do you want me to call you by your first name, or it's fine if I call you by your surname? Because especially in Australia, they prefer to be called by their name. Okay? So in my country, it doesn't matter if you call us by first name, or if it is in workplace, we call our colleagues by their surname. Mr. Obalde or Mr. So-and-so. Okay? But if we are friends, I can call you by your name. But if it is in the workplace, we call the name of our colleagues by their surname. Okay? Some people like to be called, okay? Speak clearly, especially for those residents who are already impaired hearing. Okay, for those residents with impaired hearing, you need to speak slowly but clearly. Okay? Use eye contact if culturally appropriate. Or there are some residents, especially the Aboriginal. For us, if we talk to each other, it's preferred for us to talk and maintain the eye contact, because we can assess if the person is telling the truth or not. However, some cultures, they feel intimidated when you talk to them and you are maintaining the eye contact. So it's not allowed to the culture, especially for those people with Aboriginal background. Okay? Okay, remember to find out about the other person's culture. Okay? So it is, before engaging your care to your patient, it is very important to read the patient chart before you engage your care to them. In the patient chart, you can see what is the background of your patient, the cultural belief. So it is very important that for the nurses to know, so that you know how to handle and to negotiate if there's necessary. Question? Okay, how can we collect information regarding clients? Example, relevant source such as care plans, client records, community nurse, health professionals, home care coordinator, indigenous health workers, and registered nurse. So each patient or each resident, they have their own patient chart. Whether it is in the hospital or in the nursing home, they have their own patient chart. So if you don't know your client, it's recommended that you need to read the patient charts before engaging or before going to deal with them. The patient chart will tell you, especially the nursing care plan, will tell you what is the necessary care that you need to deliver to your patient. Okay. What is the necessary action that you need to do? Is your patient's two persons assist? Is your patient can still stand by themselves? Or you need to use equipment for you to mobilize the patient? Your patient needs to be assisted by two nurses or needs to be assisted by one nurses. Those things can be found in the nursing care plan. Okay? So that when you get into the room of your resident, you know how to do. Because those residents are very smart. They know if the nurses are competent of what they are doing, or they know exactly if the nurse doesn't know what to do. So if you want to gain respect from your patient, make sure that when you get into the room, you already compose yourself to manage. Okay? And you know exactly what are you going to do when you get in after introducing your name to them. Because they can easily complain. Okay? They can easily complain. Because for them to be able to be admitted in the nursing home, they need to pay the bond. And if you are working in a high facility nursing home, at least they have 1 million bond for them to be able to get in. You can see a lot of different facilities in Australia. If you will be working in an agency, it's good for you to visit the different nursing homes so that later on you will have an idea which nursing home are good to work with. Okay? Some nursing home here in Australia is like a hotel. Okay, when they are eating their lunch, their dinner, sometimes they have someone to sing with them. There is an orchestra playing their orchestra while they are eating. And when you get into the room, oh my God, I said, this resident has a better situation compared to me. Because they have a very, very nice, okay, luxurious room for them to stay. They have their own toilet, they have their own lounge, they have their beautiful and tiny bed, carpeted and very clean. Because they have someone to clean their room every day. They have someone to wash their clothes every day. So when you get into their bathroom, oh, the room of my resident is better than the room that I am staying. Because it's a huge room and everything is there. So I have one patient before. He is a former senator of Australia. And she is in that nursing home. He has a widescreen television in his room. And in the room is very, it's a big room, and all of his stuff are there. He has a beautiful painting on the wall. His picture during the time that he is still a senator, it's there. So you can meet different people coming from different walks of life. So be courteous to your resident, to your patients, because you don't know what's their background. So it's easy. It's very good if you can read the chart of each resident so that you know who is the resident that you are looking after. Okay? Client, you can encounter or you can meet some of the clients which is very demanding. Demanding in the sense that they will tell you what they want. They will tell you what time. I want you to come at 9:30 because I want to be ready. I have my appointment at 10:30, so I want you to be here at 9:30 so that you can help me to shower myself, and then you change me for the clothes that I need to wear. Okay? That I don't like that clothes. I want the other one. You will open the wardrobe. Okay, open the wardrobe or cupboard. I remember when I was in my country, we use the term wardrobe, but we never use the term cupboard. So open the cupboard. So I said, where is the cupboard? So where is the? I said, where is the? I keep on. Where is the cupboard? And they said, nurse, I told you to open the cupboard. I opened the window because I thought it's a window. And it's good that he is kind. Then, nurse, do you know what is cupboard? I go, what is cupboard? Wardrobe. Then okay, wardrobe. Okay, get me trouser. So what is the trouser? So do you use trouser in your country?
No, we use pant.
Oh, in my country we use pants.
Yeah.
I need trouser. I said, what is trouser? Because in my country it's pants.
Yeah, we also do pants. Trouser is different in our countries.
And then on the next shift, I work again morning. Then give me pajama. So what is pajama can only wear at night time when you need to sleep. Jumper, give me jumper. So jumper in my country is the pants with, you know, the overall pants.
Yeah.
That's the jumper in my country. So I keep on looking to the cupboard. What is the jumper? So the patient tells me, that is the jumper. Oh, this is the jumper. So you will be learned little by little because they have the term which is not
Similar to ours.
common to us. Okay? So there, in my country we call the tap faucet. Go to the faucet and bring me water. You use it in your country as tap?
Yeah.
So in my country we use it, we call it faucet. So I didn't know what the tap means when I came to Australia. Then one of my boss asked me, Jumar, go to the top and give me water. So you know what I did?
You went to the top floor?
I went to the top floor. And then my boss keep on, Jumar, where are you? I said, I'm here. Where is my water? I cannot find any water here. What are you doing there? You told me to go to the top. And I'm already here on the top. And he said, oh my God, can you please come down? Then when I approached him, he said, you don't know what is tap? Of course, I know what is tap. Tap is up. I was feel annoyed because he asked me, you don't know what is tap? And I said, Of course, I know what is top. We use English textbooks since elementary. So what is top? Top is up. And I said, oh my God. So I said, Jumar, you're giving me a very bad headache today. Top means, I'll show you what is top. And they show me that. The real top. Oh, I'm sorry because we're using American English. We call it in my country, poset. This is poset. If you told me poset, I can understand. But you told me to go to the top, and then I went up because you told me to go to the top. No? So there are some terms that it's not familiar to us. So it's better for you to learn those things so that you will not feel bad when your resident asks you to ask you something. Okay? Your trouser, jumper, covered. So those terms I just learned in the nursing home when I started to work. Okay, question? Okay. Communication. It is the exchange of information. A message sent is received and interpreted by the intended person. Okay. Constructive communication techniques includes giving clarity, selecting a good time, reflective listening, and respecting and giving consideration. So let's go it one by one. Giving clarity. So what is your understanding of giving clarity? Punam.
Maybe like communicating in an effective way.
Communicating in effective way. Okay. Nurse from Nepal.
Yes. Giving clarity. For the patient, like when we communicate, we have to give them the exact detail, like what we are gonna do, like nursing management interventions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We have to say them in detail, like what we are gonna perform, like what we are gonna do with them, so that they will be clear and will not be annoyed when we do our
All right. How about Miss Social Sciences?
When in the aged care, whenever we try to do something in the patient, like we are going to lift her or gonna roll her, and the other side we have to ask her and ask about her
Take permission.
to do that. So during the process of doing that work, she won't be annoyed and she won't be surprised.
All right. So giving clarity means before engaging your care to your patient, you need to explain the procedures so that emotionally, psychologically, the patient will be prepared when you started to do the procedure. Okay? For example, if you will give injection to your patient, you need to explain that you will be, this is a bit hurt, but don't worry, I will do it as much as, what do you call this? I will be very careful to do this for you. I don't mean to hurt you, but this is necessary for your own good. Okay? If you will address your client, you need to tell them that you will address them because you need to change them clothes. Okay? Especially for the male nurses. Okay? That is why some of the residents are preferred to be looked after by female, especially for those residents coming from conservative countries like Middle Eastern country. Okay? The female resident don't need to be looked after by male resident. So we need to respect that. However, if there is no available female nurse, okay, you need to explain to them that at the moment we don't have available female nurse. I'm the only one assigned to you. But if you can wait, I will try my best to look someone so that someone will look after you. Okay? So every procedure that you are going to do to your patient, you need to explain so that the patient will have time to compose themselves, to be prepared emotionally and psychologically. And you can get full cooperation to your patients if they know what you are doing to them. Okay? Selecting a good time. So what is your understanding about this?
For any kind of communication, we should do in an appropriate time or a right time. If, like, for example, if the client is resting, then we are going and telling them some information that it will be not appropriate time because there will be interruption in their rest. Or like if the patient is doing something, his own work, and we are going interrupting them, then it will be not a suitable situation for them.
Okay, yes. What else? Muhammad,
Yes.
selecting a good time. What is your understanding about this?
Being punctual toward the work, and if we are doing something with the patient, so if we are giving some time, so that should be we should be there at a particular time, and
Mhm.
it should be convenient for both, for the patient and as well as for yours.
Okay. What else? Miss India. What is your
time? Being on the time.
being on the time? Okay. Mm, yes. Smriti.
Selecting a time. Of course, it should be convenient for both patient and for the nurse as well, and we should not disturb them. It should be a correct timing so that
Performing any procedure should be in time. Like showering, we can't do at the
Nighttime.
Yeah, nighttime, like
Because it may affect the health of the condition.
daily routine.
So when you are doing the daily routine for your resident or for your patient, it must be consistent. Okay? If you tell to your patient that I will be here to give you shower in 15 minutes, make sure that in 15 minutes you will be there.
So what if sometimes we really didn't get time to get within the 15 minutes, like it's 20 minutes or 25 minutes, that it will be a
accident.
or if we are busy sometimes, not in daily routine, but then sometimes it will be okay or
Yeah, but you need to explain to them because sometimes the resident will wait for the nurses.
okay.
I've been waiting for you for 25 minutes. You're late for today. So what happened?
Okay.
Okay.
So we can give them a reason so that they will convince.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay. So what else? Reflective listening.
And
So what is your understanding about this? Samisha. Susmita.
Responding to the residents' sayings, like what they are saying,
We have to
we
listen.
respond.
Understanding what they want to say and generalizing it and giving the proper solution for that, not
Mhm.
mixing the things like
Reflecting, it means that. Okay. Who else?
we should be a good listener and reply what they want.
Quick response,
Yeah.
like through gestures or facial expressions.
Okay. So when the resident will tell you, I want vegetable for my dinner. Okay? So you will you said that you want vegetable, am I right? So it means that you are listening for what the resident is telling you, and you are
Putting it in action.
Implementing.
not implementing. You need to, for you to be able to determine that you understand each other. Okay? You mean you want vegetable for your dinner? Am I correct? Okay? So and then the resident will tell you yes. Okay? And reflecting when the resident is telling you something, okay? Even though you are not communicating with them, as long as you are there and willing to listen. Okay? So you said that you are in pain. So what characteristic of pain you are having? Is it pinching? Is it scratching? So you need to go deeper for you to be able to understand what they are going through. Okay? Next, respecting and giving consideration. So, as I have mentioned a while ago, if the resident don't want to be looked after by male nurses, then you need to respect them because it's their right and they have the right to choose. Okay? The resident has the right to refuse if they think they are not comfortable of being looked after by male nurses. Okay? Question?
No, sir.
Okay, it's already 10:15, so you can have your coffee break.
Thank you, sir.
Reflective listening. Respecting and giving consideration. So let's recap. Giving clarity. What is your understanding?
Asking permissions before.
Every time that you are going to do the procedure to your patient, you need to explain the procedures. What are you going to do to your client so that you can get the cooperation and full trust coming from your patient. Explaining the procedure that you need to do to your patient will give them the chance and time. Okay? Will give them the chance and time to what? To prepare themselves psychologically and emotionally. Okay? Selecting a good time. So when you said to your patient that you're going to have a shower at 7 o'clock, okay?
We should manage.
You need to be consistent and be there at 7 o'clock. Okay? So reflective listening. So for example, your patient will tell you, oh, I have been here for 10 years already and I haven't seen my family. Okay? My family, they already forgotten me because I already been here for long years and I haven't seen them to visit me. And if you are listening to your patient, okay, maybe they are just busy, but don't worry, consider me as one of your family and I will be here to assist you and help you as far as I can. Okay? Or if the resident will, the patient will tell you, I want vegetable for my dinner. Okay? So you want vegetable, is that what you mean? When the patient tell you yes, so don't worry, I will notify the person in the kitchen so that they can prepare food for you for your dinner or for your lunch. Okay? Respecting and giving consideration. So as I have mentioned a while ago, for those residents or patients that they prefer to be looked after by female nurse, we need to respect, okay? Because it's their culture. So we need to respect that. And we cannot impose what you want to our patient. We always need to ask for the permission. If they will, or if they will agree, then we can do it. But if it is routine, for example, you need to shower the resident and the resident refuse, make sure that you will document. Okay? So that if the family will come to visit them and if they have seen their family that it's not been showered yet, so you have the document to show. Okay? I already went to his room and I asked him for a shower, but he keep on refusing every time. Okay? And you also need to notify your supervisor so that your supervisor, if there's a complaint, he or she may answer on your behalf. Okay? Question? And care plan? Care plan support plan is a written document that explains the personal care a client needs. The plan is written with the help of the client and may also include information provided by the client's carer. The care plan outlines the duty of care, physical requirements, personal hygiene and daily needs of the patient or the client. It indicates the correct method of transfer for each patient. Okay? So let's go in one by one. Duty of care. What is your understanding with regards to duty of care? Duty of care. When you work in the floor, so what is your main objective?
To provide a proper care to the patient or client according to their needs.
To provide the quality of care to all the client according to their needs. What else? Gentleman at the back.
And to create and to maintain a good interpersonal relationship with the client.
Maintain a good interpersonal relationship with the client. Mhm. What else?
Providing care to the client with respect for their cultures and values.
Mhm. Students from Bhutan. What is your understanding about duty of care? Students from India. Your group according to the country of origin. Bhutan, India, Nepal. Okay. When you step in to your workplace, your responsibility to deliver quality care starts. Okay? And your duty of care is to ensure the safety of your residents, to ensure that you will be able to deliver and perform the quality of care, and you will perform the practice within the standard of practice. Or you will perform the nursing care that you need to deliver to your patient based on the standard of practice. Okay, that is the duty of care. Okay, physical requirements. So what is your understanding about the physical requirement? Is your residents or patient needs a mobility aid for them to be able to mobilize themselves? Do they need special equipment for you to be able to transfer them? Do you need the lifter for you to be able to mobilize the patient? So those are the physical requirements. Okay. Do your resident needs a nurse to stand on his side while he is walking? Those are the physical requirements. Next, personal hygiene and daily needs of the patient. Okay, personal hygiene.
That means oral care, hair care, back care, overall all care that.
Have you seen? I think it's still in the YouTube. Okay, the resident elderly abuse in Opal nursing care and nursing home. I don't know. Yeah, I think yes. It's elderly abuse in what's the have you seen that video? Bupa aged care. Okay,
Yeah.
that guy I worked with him before.
His relatives, like that resident relatives, put the hidden cameras
Yes.
to detect that why he is getting blisters in his body.
Yes, he is my. I worked with him before, and we worked in the same nursing home. Okay, and then when the Bupa Aged Care opened, he transferred to the nursing home. And during the time that we are working, exactly 7:30 before the patient went to breakfast, all his residents are done already. Okay, if we are looking after 7 residents and 4 of them needs to be showered, at 7:30 he already done all the residents assigned to him. He just gets some water and wipe, it's done. He gets some water and
Make the hair.
make the hair, done.
That resident doesn't complain him.
Because the resident is already demented.
Ah.
He cannot, but the nurses who works in that facility notice that something is going wrong. Because when the elderly, when the older person see the nurses will come to his room, the residents started to become agitated. And he don't want anyone to get into his room. Once someone will get in, he become agitated. He become aloof. He becomes scared. And then after several times, they notice that there's an irregular bruises in the skin of the resident. Okay, and the resident can even tell to the family what is going on, until such time that the family notice that some bruises are already the arms is already bluish. There's already hematoma formed, and then they already concluded that something is going on that the nursing home didn't notice. They install a hidden camera so that they can monitor what is going on inside the room of their father, while even though they are away. And that it happened that during that time, when the nurse tried to wake up the resident in the morning, and the resident, of course, you need to give time to the resident. Okay, if the resident feel that they are not yet ready to get up, do not force them. Give them the time. okay, if you are not ready yet, I'll let you lay down, but after 15 minutes, I will be back. And you need to explain to your resident that I need to look after 7 residents, and for the 4 of them, I need to give shower. And those 4 residents, you are one of them. Okay? If you are not ready yet, then I will give you time. But at exactly 7:15, I will come to give you shower. So that the resident will have time to think. Okay? And prepare himself. After 15 minutes, you will get him up to give shower. That morning, the resident is not yet ready to get up. And the nurse forced the resident. Of course, the resident will be angry. And when the resident resisted, the nurse took the shoe of the resident and hit him several times. In arms, back, and in the head. And it's recorded. Okay? I don't know what happened to that guy. Yes, from your country.
Yeah, but
I don't know what happened to that guy. So, it's very important, class, that you understand the persons with dementia. Because if you cannot understand them, the way they act, the way they respond, you may feel annoyed, and time will come you will abuse them, physically or mentally. Okay, because you don't understand what they are going through. They don't even remember, okay, if they already went to the toilet. Okay? There are some residents that you will encounter. Okay, Mrs. Jones, I will leave you to the toilet and do your business, and I'll be back after 15 minutes. You need to open your bowel. It happens to me several times. Okay, you already done the other residents, and she's the only one left. Mrs. Jones, did you open your bowel? No, not yet. So if you cannot open your bowel, then I will give you shower now. After giving her the shower, and you already brought her to her room, and all of a sudden, she will open the bowel on the floor. And I said, Mrs. Jones, I already put you on the toilet almost 30 minutes there, and I told you to do your business while I'm doing the other residents. What, you did not open your bowel when you are there? You already changed. And your poo is already on the floor. You will give me a hard time. And she said, why are you complaining? You're supposed to look after me because you are my nurse. And now you're complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you that I already put you on the toilet and I told you to open your bowel. When you put me there, it's not yet my time. Now it's my time. So what can I do? So if you don't understand them, you might feel annoyed. Okay? And some nurses took the bowel and it happens. Okay? So that's why you are here to understand what are those people what experience they are undergoing each day. Because if you don't have any knowledge and your understanding in dementia is very limited, you may end up abusing your resident. They don't even know what they are doing. Okay, and you as a nurse, you need to understand them. There are times that it's really hard to manage, especially if you are working at night. Okay, and one of your residents will do wandering. Okay, they keep on getting into room by room and try to wake up the other residents. Darling, wake up. We're going to see the baseball today. And the bus is waiting outside. And the other residents, do we have an appointment to watch the baseball? Yes, we have agreed yesterday. And we are going. The bus is already there. Of course, the other resident will wake up.
Yeah.
So there's already two. And that two wanderer will go to next door. They will wake up the other resident. And sometimes there are four walking like doing the parade. They are walking like using their walking frame. So if you have two residents wandering during your shift at night, you will have a very busy night. Okay? And sometimes you don't even know, you don't have even time to sit down. Okay. I have one resident before. She kept on wandering, getting into the room by the resident. And I asked her, why? What's her name? Elizabeth. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning. You should be in your bed sleeping. Why you keep on walking? He said, I am looking for my angel. Your angel? Yes, darling, I'm looking for my angel. Why do you want to see your angel? Because I'm already 98 years old. Up to this time, I haven't seen my angel. If I can see my angel, I'm ready to die. So she kept on wandering every night. So one night, yes, sometimes there are times that you become naughty, that you will play around with those residents. So one night, she kept on wandering. I took the white blanket on the wardrobe, and then because if you put her to bed, when you turn around after 5 minutes, she will get out again. Okay, and to prevent her from waking up the other residents, you need to put her to her bed. I said, Elizabeth, you're giving me a hard time. Darling, I work in the morning, so I just sleep 4 hours, and then I come to work night shift. Give me time to rest, because I'm tired. No, darling, you don't understand me. I want to see my angel. If I see my angel, I'm ready to die. I'm tired. 98 years of waiting for him is enough. So what I did, I took the white blanket, and I know that after I put her to bed, after 5 minutes, she will get up again. And the white blanket, I covered it to my bed. Because I was waiting to open the door. And I'm just standing in front of her door. And then, when she opened the door, she said, Who are you? He said, you said you want to see your angel. Yes, you mean you are my angel? I am your angel. And then, oh, if you are my angel, what is your name? My name Elizabeth. is Daniel. I said, oh, you're really my angel. You're Daniel and you're my angel. My angel. Can I hug you, my angel? No, you cannot hug me. Because if you hug me, you will never see me again. So what do you want from me? Oh, my angel. I am tired and I want to go. I said, not at this time, Elizabeth. The heaven is full. Fully booked. No room, no vacancy for you there. Just wait for several days. And then, go to your bed. Okay, my angel. I'm very happy that you visited me. Why it takes too long? I said, Elizabeth, you are millions that I need to look after. And I cannot go to see you at a time. I can see what I mentioned to her. I can see you once in a while. So you waited 98 years and millions of you that I am looking after. You're lucky now that I have the time to visit you. Okay, my angel, I'm happy. Then go to your bed now. Go to your bed. I thought she will be fine when she get to her bed. And when I turned around, of course, I took that blanket and put it to the floor. Then after a minute, she get out again. Oh, what are you doing here, Miss Elizabeth? Have you seen my angel? No, I haven't seen your angel. I saw him here a while ago. And then what did he said? He said that he's very busy. And I told him that I want to go to heaven. Oh, what your angel told you? He said, fully booked. The heaven is fully booked. And then on the next morning, she kept on telling to everyone. And my co-nurses, they know that I did something not... said, who's the nurse last night? It's Jumar. Maybe Jumar did something to his resident. She kept on telling to everyone that she saw her angel. You know, after a few weeks, she died. Because she kept on telling, I can die anytime. Because I've seen my angel. When she died, you know, I feel guilty because I pretended that I'm her angel during that time. But keep on. She's never been tired to go around looking for the angel. And when I pretended that I'm her angel, after a few weeks she died. Because she keep on telling everyone, I am ready to die because I've seen my angel. No, it's sad and I feel guilty about it because I pretended.
If all the residents also wish to watch that angel, then you could be in big trouble.
No. Because I feel guilty about it when the resident dies. Okay?
Completed.
It indicates the correct transfer of methods of transfer of each resident. Okay. Next. Personal care activities are the tasks carried out to maintain the client's health, appearance, and general well-being. Okay. Under this we have carer. Carer is any person who takes care of the resident. It can be the healthcare worker, voluntary worker, or significant others like family members, relatives, friends, etc. Resident is an elderly person who is living in an aged care facility. They can also be regarded as clients. Okay. As I have mentioned, they are in the nursing home or any facility because they need someone to help them. Because if the family can still manage them, the family will be the one to look after them. Okay? Question?
No, sir.
Promote and encourage daily living habits that contribute to healthy lifestyle. Healthy aging requires providing support to older people before they experience physical and mental crisis. activities of daily living, or activities daily, or ADL, instrumental activities. Okay. A healthy aging requires providing support to elderly people. They experience physical and mental health crisis. So, as I have mentioned, I think, several times, that we are lucky to witness how, what do you call this? How life becomes a miracle. Okay? Nurses has the opportunity to witness the stages of life. Okay? Because when the mother said that they are pregnant, the nurse is already there to assess. When the mother gives birth, the nurse is there to assist. And every time that the child brings to the hospital, the nurse is there to assist. And when the client gets sick, the nurse is there to assist. Okay? When the clients get old, the nurse is there to assist. And when the client died, the nurse is there to do the post-mortem care. So we have the privilege to witness the stages of life from conception up to birth. Okay? So, other profession, they don't even see what miracles in life. Okay? But the nurses, we always there. Especially if you will be working in the nursing home. The moment that the resident or the client or the patient get in, okay, they can still walk by themselves. Okay, and then later on they need to walk using the walking frame, and then after several years they can walk, but there's a nurses on their side, and then afterwards they can only sit down in the wheelchair, and the nurse is the one pushing them for them to be able to mobilize. And stage by stage, until such time that their health become deteriorate, and then the time that they will go ahead of us, the nurse is always there. So we are lucky to witness those miracles of life, because looking after and giving them the enough or sufficient care will give blessing for the nurses. If you cannot receive it on your time, it will be given to your family. Okay? So do the best care for your patient, for your resident, because later on you will be the one to be looked after by others. It's just a cycle. If you did good to others, time will come, others will also give care to you.
What goes around, that turns around.
Yes. So if you want to be looked after by your family, if you want to be looked after well by your nurses, you need to give good nursing care to your patients. Okay? You will never know, after few years, you will be one of those residents. Question?
No, sir.
Okay, daily activities, the tasks people do every day are called activities of daily living. There are 6 basic activities like eating, bathing, dressing, toileting, transferring, and continence. These are the activities people do in order to keep themselves and the place where they live clean, safe, and organized. So eating, when it comes to eating, you should be consistent. Okay? There's already a timetable in the nursing home that the management explained to the residents before they get in and become one of the residents. Okay, 6 o'clock, you need to wake up because the nurses will come to your room and they will give you shower, or if not shower, they will give you the daily routine. Okay, they will give you or dressing, toileting. So when it comes to toileting, you need to be mindful for those residents who are with incontinence. Okay, you need to keep on monitoring their pads if the pads is already wet. Okay, some nurses don't even bother to check. And if it is already 12 o'clock and they know that the pads is already soiled, they're just ignoring it because they said that the afternoon nurse will be the one to do it. Here comes the afternoon nurse. It's also lazy. Oh, the evening nurse will do it. Okay, the evening nurse will think that, oh, the afternoon nurse already changed the pad of the resident, and I'm going to check it at 11 o'clock. So can you imagine how many hours the resident is wearing their pads from 6 o'clock up to 11 o'clock at night? So can you imagine if the patient is incontinent? The skin is already soaked with urine and poo. So if it is you who wear, clothes, wet clothes with dirty clothes, and it has been wet, so do you think you can move in a normal? Of course not. You will feel irritated. Okay, it's the same with older people. Their skin become irritated, and once it's irritated, infection may occur anytime.
Yeah, rashes.
So if it is incontinence, we need to monitor it regularly, because if you are in the situation of the patient, you will not be comfortable wearing the pads with full of urine and poo and keep on walking in the facility for a long hours. Okay? Question? So you need to assess your client when it comes to toileting. When it's scheduled for 11 o'clock, all your residents need to be put in the toilet, so that the residents will not be, the pads of the residents will not be wet by their urine. Okay? Question?
No, sir.
Okay, instrumental activities at daily living. The healthcare support worker can assist the client in performing instrumental activities such as using a coffee machine, computer, mobile phone, doing exercise, using a walking aid, paying bills, shopping, and managing accounts. This is the activities that this is the example of the activities that the management organized for, or the recreational officer organized for the elderly, so that they may become busy and they may have the chance to utilize their brains. Okay, sometimes we organize games, puzzle, so that to make the brain function, or some task that the resident need to do. Okay, so that they may be able to use their mind, and they may realize that they are still capable of doing something every day. Question?
No, sir.
Okay, so we stop in this slide, and you can do your, I think your assessment is already open. You can do some of it. Okay, reviewing your client's support equipment. Monitoring the plan allows timely changes to be made and helps to ensure whether the objectives of support plan are achieved. Consulting with the client and their caregivers is one way to review your work. There are other methods includes observation, the result of assessments, and discussion and consultation. Okay, so in this regard, we use the term case conference, okay, for the discussion and consultation. So if the resident has a concern, if the resident behavior can no longer be managed, then we need to organize a case conference to the family, the resident,